In the late 19th century, the town of Alamosa, Colorado became the hub of narrow-gauge railroading in America, moving passengers and freight to Denver, Durango, Santa Fe, and Creede, as well as other western rail points. Then, less than a decade later, the railroad opened a workable route over the Levita Pass, using standard gauge trains to reach the splendors of the San Luis Valley. A little more than a century later, these same standard gauge rails are still in use, carrying freight, passengers, and enthusiasts on the Rio Grande Scenic Railroad.
This railroad has got some spectacular scenery. It's very pretty, very unspoiled mountain scenery over Levita Pass. Lots of wildlife you can view up here. I think there's more wildlife in this part of the country than in any part of Colorado I've ever been to. And it's just a very enjoyable place to work, and I love it around here.
Trains depart daily from Alamosa and offer many round-trip or one-way routes to Levita, Fur, Monte Vista, Antonito, and the Great Sand Dunes National Park. Regular season runs May to October, but be sure to check for seasonal trains and specials offered year-round.
The route that the railroad runs over, Levita Pass, was very rarely seen by passengers because for many, many years the passenger trains ran over here in the dark as part of the connection from Denver to Alamosa. Very few people in the last 100 years have actually gotten to ride across Levita Pass in the daytime and actually seen the scenery.
The Rio Grande Railroad also features an engine with a history as storied as the Wild West itself.
Well, the engine was built in 1901 by Baldwin Locomotive Works, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, for the Southern Pacific Railroad. And they ran it primarily in California and Arizona, the southwestern part of the country, from 1901 until they retired it in 1958. And it had been stored in New Orleans for about 6 years and lived through 2 major hurricanes and all that before we got hold of it this past spring.
The most unique thing about this one here is that it's standard gauge and powered by steam. There's not very many steam-powered standard gauge railroads in this vicinity. The advantage to broad gauge cars is that they're more stable. The ride is more comfortable, and they're also air conditioned.
And on the Rio Grande, passenger comfort is at a premium. The railroad features dome cars for dining and viewing, parlor cars with a rear platform, open window cars, and concession cars offering hot and cold beverages as well as sandwiches.
You know, this is the best one we've been on. We always ride on the parlor car, and we were able to book the whole parlor car for our group, and it's really comfortable. It's the most comfortable one. It's got air conditioning, which is really nice, and the chairs swivel around so you can, look in all directions. And it's got a really nice platform, and that's really great for people that like to take pictures. And their little continental breakfast bar here is just fantastic. It's got all kinds of fresh fruits and pastries and coffees and teas, just about anything you could want.
Perfect for the train enthusiast, those looking for a great day trip, or even a little rest.
When people get off the train, even if they don't say something to me, you can look at their face and tell how much they've enjoyed the trip, and they're smiling. They usually thank me for the nice trip they had because they've enjoyed it so much, and they tell me how incredible it is, and they usually tell me they'll be back.